Guys, a big day for DJI today, and the new update DJI Fly 1.4.0 adds support for this leaked drone that's been all over the place, the DJI AIR2s. The AIR2s hasn't even been officially released yet, but it does add support for it on the DJI Fly app, as well as a masterclass feature for the AIR2s, but it also adds some different things within the settings, so it's going to affect all drones, and let's get into it today. So in the bottom corner now, you'll see where it says storage, it says res and FPS. So all your photo and video settings are now within this menu in the bottom corner. So by clicking on that, you can see 4K 24 up to 30, just as before, 2.7K and 1080p. But the sliders for changing these values that are in the bottom corner, and this does make it a little bit faster to be able to change them without having to actually click two more buttons to get to them. We've also got the exact same resolutions, 1080p 60, 2.7K 60, 4K 30 is the max resolution. So now when you click on the actual video, you can't change your FPS settings. It's just for selecting photo, video, quick shots, etc. So let's get the drone in the air. We'll just go through this in a bit more detail, and we're going to cover all the different looks and settings as well, which we're going to receive. So by clicking on that 4K, click on video. Again, you can't change that FPS. So this is something you're going to have to get used to. This is solely now just for selecting photo, video, pano. But the zoom bug, especially for iOS users, has now been fixed. As you can see now in 4K, click that button and it go to 2 times. You can hold it down with your finger and scrub up to 2 times. But before, when you was in 2.7K 60, even though the drone does zoom up to 3 times, it would never actually be able to select that by just clicking the button. You had to zoom in via the slider wheel, but now you can click that button and you've got the options from 1 times, 2 times, or press it a 3rd time and you've got 3 times zoom. So that's good that that's now been sorted out. You don't have to use that slider wheel all the time. This is using the slider wheel now, so you can still smoothly zoom in and out, but you also can just click on it as well to zoom into your desired length. And the 4K, we've still got the same as before. You can zoom in to 2 times, again either using that slider wheel or by just punching in by pressing the 1 times button. And in 1080p, in all of the resolutions, you've got 2 times all the way up to 4 times, and again you can do that with pressing that button. You don't have to use that slider wheel. So I am glad to see that that bug has been sorted with this new app update. Let's look at photos now. Again, by clicking on photo, you've got the same. You've got single, AEB or timed shots. So you've got the exact same ones as before. All the camera settings are on that bottom panel again, just like the video, and manual has been renamed to pro. So if you use manual, you are now a pro. So all the settings now to adjust the shutter, the exposure, the JPEG and RAW settings, they're all on that slider there. And it tells you your storage and how much you've got left on the memory card, how many photos you can take. And it is different, but I do like that it's all there and it's easily accessible. I don't have to go through different menus to be able to change them settings. So we're just getting that now. I've got an ND filter on today. Take a quick picture there, and I'm just going to be testing different features on this as well, because we do have app crashes. We've had them before on other updates, so we're going to see if this is nice and stable, ready for this upcoming DJI AIR2s release as well. Within the photo settings as well, you've got the exact same time shots, 5 seconds up to 60 seconds. You've got the bracketing shots, sphere, 180 and wide angle. So they're all the exact same as we had before, so nothing new there. They're probably going to be new features for the new drone, but for the Mini 2, everything in regards to quick shots and the pano, they're all the exact same as we had. So nothing extra has been put in, but that doesn't say that nothing will in the future. Master shot feature says it's only compatible with the DJI AIR2s currently, so we could get that in the future when we actually do know what that's going to be about. Currently, when recording this, the AIR2s hasn't even been released. The compass is exactly the same as before, so you've got that attitude indicator, you can click on it and you get the map icon, but that compass is working brilliantly, just as it did on the last update. Everything seems to be working fine there. And just to show you, just to test it, I'm just going to fly it out and then just turn it round so it's actually facing direct to me, towards where I am sat, and then that is pointing directly at me. So the compass attitude indicator is working spot on, so nothing new gained there, but also nothing lost either. The pre-flight check menu is exactly the same. You can change your values on there. Just the main ones: return to home, altitude and distance. The battery icon in the top corner hasn't changed. By clicking on that, again, you're going to get to see your forced landing times, battery depleted times, and your return to home times. You've got the RC signal and satellite indicators, all exactly the same. So it just looks like the values for the video and photo are the ones that seem to have been all replaced and put a bit more neatly and more accessible. Within settings, under safety, you've got the exact same compass calibrations and settings, IMU settings, battery information, geolock settings. They're all the same as we had before. The advanced safety settings, return to home, descend, hover, they're all the same as well. And you've also got that payload mode. This is a new setting though called AeroScope. I'm not testing this on the Mini 2 yet, but what this is basically like a license. So it allows you to put your information in, and then anybody on the ground is able to track where an aircraft is flying and who is piloting it. So by putting in your identification and your flight information, you can then upload that, and then people observing should be able to then see who it is, what their name is, etc. So whether you want to do that or not, that's completely optional. And also at the moment I haven't tested to see if you can do that on the Mini 2, or is that again just for that Air2s with their new features. With regards to control, we've got gimbal calibration still, thank God, so we can still manually change that gimbal calibration. I'm just going to actually do that now while I'm just talking to you doing this, and then the exact same for everything else: follow me mode, FPV mode, the advanced gimbal camera settings. So again, nothing has been removed, which is good because it's great to have all these settings. And the phone charging, Android users, again, let me know, has this now been sorted for you, or is it automatically charged for Android? For iOS, you can actually select that on or off. Button customizations is a C1 and C2 customization buttons on the back of the remote. We don't have that on the Mini 2, so it makes it look like that. From that alone, there's going to be a different controller with that Mini 2S as well. Under camera, you've got the different things here for histogram, exposure warnings, white balance, just as we had before. Grid lines, I like to have that main grid line on there. It just allows you to have everything nicely framed, and if you're looking on something in the middle, it's all going to be nicely centered. The transmission, you've got the same frequency transmission charts, nothing changed there. And then the about, you can actually check your firmware. I did check, there isn't a new firmware out, but it will be coming out very soon. And again, I'm just going to check now for any app crashes. I'm just going to switch between the different flying modes. Normal mode, 4K 24, I've tested all them. And then I'm going to put it into sports mode as well. But let's just do 2.7K 60, because switching different flying modes in the past has caused it to crash. We don't want that to happen. So as I'm flying, I'm just going to be zooming in as well and just testing out that as we're going to be flying towards that tractor. This is a footage out of the memory card, but everything's nice and smooth there. We're getting no problems whatsoever with this footage. It looks really good, just as it did before, so no problems there. And I have to say already, just using that new menu at the bottom, being able to change the FPS quickly is really good and convenient. Just be able to switch to them. I really like it. I think it's a good step forward, especially being able to switch like I do a lot between 4K and 2.7K 60. And this now is 1080p 30, just as we zoom away, testing that long zoom from 4 times straight back out to normal. So again, no crashes, no problems with the lag, nothing whatsoever. And in sports mode, just going to put it to sports mode now, see if we get any information on there. Nope, nothing. I've had no gimbal warning messages. Sports mode appears to be working absolutely fine, just as before as well. Now I'm going to put it into Cine Smooth mode, again in HD and 4K. This is the 1080p HD, just as we're rising up there, and then I'm just going to stop, put it into 4K. Just again, look how easy it is to get from 1080p to 4K now. Just pressing that slider button, moving the slider, and away we go. So it's a lot faster, and I've only been using this for a few minutes, so I am liking it a lot already. And then return to home, we're just going to test that, because in the last few videos I did notice there was a bug. You've still got the land and return to home option. I don't like that land. I wish it'd just go. It doesn't need to be there. It's too much risk of error pressing that button by mistake. But the return to home again is working flawlessly. It's just rising to my altitude that I've set before, and then you can still change that orientation as before as well. So that's good. And again, no app crashes. So today, testing this out, all the different features, and we've had not one app crash at all, whereas we have done in previous ones. So for me, that's a great advantage, and especially for quite a few of you who reached out saying you had problems with this, then that's great to see. Hopefully you won't have any more app crashes. This also now supports fly spots as well in 1.4.0, but when recording this, I didn't get any. This is information basically DJI is telling you this is probably a good place to fly, or you're going to get some good scenery in this area. But by just zooming around the map and looking actually for locations myself, I couldn't find any. It was solely used only in China, this feature, so we're going to hopefully get this more widespread, but currently there isn't anything. As soon as there is, I will let you know how that all works. But the DJI 1.4.0, it's all geared around this new DJI AIR2s, which is going to be released today, and it's going to be supporting that. We are really interested to see the features on that drone. I can't wait for that. But it also adds a couple more handy features, nothing major for the DJI Mini 2, but I do like that new slider for getting to do FPSs, and if I find anything else, there'll be a video very soon on that. But I hope you found that helpful, guys. You've got the Disney 5 seal of approval to go and download this. This is on iOS. I'm sure it'll be on Android imminently, or the DJI website. And if you are picking up the new drone, the DJI AIR2s, make sure you update your app update to make sure it supports that drone. So I hope you found that helpful. See you soon, guys. I'll probably see you very soon with that new drone coming the next couple of days. See you soon. Bye bye.